Car makers slashed production. PlayStations became impossible to find. Even everyday appliances were on backorder. These phenomena all had a similar cause, an abrupt and cascading shortage of semiconductors. So what caused the shortfall? The stay-at-home shift triggered by the pandemic rearranged supply and demand. When certain businesses shut down, suppliers started to direct chips to phone and computer makers. Then, when the economy started to reopen, industries like automakers that had cut back on orders then rushed to re-up. The supply chain and capacity could not meet this surge in demand.
COVID caused everybody to step back a bit from capacity and build out in the supply chain of the industry, and it induced a radical increase in demand. So you have supply chains scaling back a bit and demand scaling up radically. Wow, and now we're in a position that there's a meaningful shortage.
This race for chips led to skyrocketing lead times, with the time gap between ordering a chip and delivery hitting records. In response, chip makers are now competing to play catch-up, and in the process, spending big bucks to increase capacity.
I would say it's a competitive world, and we're going to be very competitive in the process.
Micron is set to spend as much as $12 billion on new plants and equipment this fiscal year, part of a broader $150 billion spending plan. Intel, it unveiled a plan to invest as much as $28 billion, including fabs in the US. While in Asia, TSMC has a budget of as much as $40 billion for capacity expansion. With hundreds of billions of dollars at stake in the coming years, the global race to expand production is in full effect. Some executives say that despite all this money and effort, it still may not be enough to equal demand.
I think for the better part of the next 4 to 5 years, our industry, including global foundries, will be chasing the ability to put capacity online to meet not only the demand that's in front of us today, but the growing demand.
As companies go all in and move their chips to the center of the table, global investors are placing bets on who will prevail in the coming decade.